Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we are playing with the Salem Cosmetics palette called Forest Heart. This is in collaboration with Smink Berwend, I believe is how you say it. I'm not sure, but we're gonna play with this palette today and create this look. If you are interested in that, we're just hanging out. Keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, if you haven't already, I would love it if you could consider subscribing. I upload videos twice a week. It's totally free to subscribe. I would love to have you back again on the channel and hanging out with me in the comments. So without talking too much more, let's go ahead and get into this eye look and my thoughts on this palette and my first impressions of the brand. All right, y'all, so here is the palette. You can see it says Salem Cosmetics up here. And then the reason I was really interested in this product, particularly from this brand, is this collaborator right here, Smink. And I think it's Berwende, but don't quote me on that. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the creator's name. I really should by now because this is now the second collab palette from this creator I've purchased. They collabed with Saints, Angels, Sinners. That was my first purchase ever from that brand, and I love that palette. This one is called Forest Heart. And I've seen Batty Bean talk about this brand, there's the inside, on her channel before as well. But nothing has really just jumped out at me color story or, you know, in swatches wise until this one. So I went ahead and picked it up. So we're gonna play with it today. Here it is. I'm trying to show you some different angles of it. Some of these are duochromes. And we're just gonna play. I don't really have a plan. I have eyeshadow primer down already. And I think I'm just gonna start with Moth, this nice neutral in the crease with my Ace Beauté P1 brush. Now as I'm doing this, I know some of you might have seen this video and have been like, another new palette. Aren't you supposed to be on like a low buy or something? Yes, I am. I will leave my entire makeup collection video linked if you haven't seen it yet. And in that, I kind of said my low buy rules for this year have been that I don't want to purchase more than 2 new makeup items per month. And I have stuck by that. And this I actually bought as a pre-order in April. That's when it was. And it's just now getting here, like a month-ish, maybe a little bit more later in May. So I want to play with it. So if you have this, you can play with me. If you don't have it, maybe you can find colors that are similar in your collection. I don't believe they're doing any more pre-orders for this palette, unfortunately. So sorry it didn't get here in time for me to film while it was still available, but I still want to play with it. I bought it, you know, I bought it to play with it ultimately at the end of the day and not to film with it necessarily. Oh, there's so many ways I could go with this. Okay, so I'm wearing kind of like a grayish navy type shirt here. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do is take a Morphe M456 and I'm gonna take Evergreen, this kind of greeny blue deep matte on the corner here. And I'm just gonna put a bit on the outer lash line here, kind of build my wing-ish shape that I like to do. And I'm just gonna try to blend it as I go here so I don't have any harsh edges. Again, this is my very first experience with the brand, so I have no idea what to expect. And so far, I'm not having any issues whatsoever. I've used literally 2 mattes, so you know, take that for what it is. But I'm not having any issues. Again, I did put down eyeshadow primer, but I do with literally every eyeshadow ever. I'm getting ready to go have a lunch with my parents, and then Wes and I are going to meet some of our friends later. He's racing tomorrow out of town. My hair is still, I'm sure you could tell, damp. I got out of the shower and just started getting ready right away because I'm kind of on a bit of a timeline today. I know many of you can relate, you know how that goes. But I still wanted to sit down and film. Okay, so next up, I don't know how this is gonna be, but we're playing today. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. I am gonna take a bit of Morning Dew, which is the right above the shade I just used, this really bright color. And I wanna put some of that above what I just did. And I'm gonna take, this is a Refer 1 brush. And I'm just gonna put that like kind of above it to, I don't know, maybe blend it a bit more into that brown. That's pretty, I feel like. I was worried I didn't know how, I don't know, is fluorescent the right word? How neon, that's what I'm looking for. I didn't know how neon this shade would be, but it looks pretty wearable. I'm sure if you did like a white base or something, you could probably make it pack a punch more. But in this instance, I actually didn't want it to. And I'm just gonna blend that kind of in the crease with that brown we had. And maybe a little that's left on the brush if there's any on the outside here, just to really make sure it's blended. Oh, these mattes are looking quite smooth. Very nice. Like honestly, I could probably be done just at this, like a little liner and mascara and be happy. But of course we're gonna play with the shimmers. Of course. I mean, hello. If you know who I am, like we have to. Some of these, two of these are calling my name, right? Wings. It's like blue purple. I really hope you can see the texture. Texture is what really pulls me in. This Twilight looks fun because it's like orange and pink together. And then this one too kind of looks pink purple. I would say those are the three shimmers I'm most excited about. Dusk just looks like a normal gold, but we'll see. It could be really reflective. And Firefly looks kind of like yellow and green together. So you could definitely, I like that I see like quads that could go, like the oranges and the browns, the greens, the blue and the brown, something purple, but you could always mix too. And that's what I'm contemplating is, do I want to leave it more this blue-green, or do I want to bring in like a pink or a purple and do something kind of like twisted, unexpected? You know what? I'm just going to my parents. Let's be twisted today, guys. Let us just do that, cause why not? We are here to have fun, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm not gonna do a glitter primer. We'll see if that's a mistake or not. I'm using a Laura Lee Los Angeles L27. It's just a flat brush. That's what I've been liking lately to pick up my shimmers on. And, you know, see, if I do pink and green, I'm like, is it too mermaidy? So should I do purple and green? I feel like I just did pink and green recently, didn't I? I can't remember if I filmed it or not. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do the purple wings. And if you guys want to see more of this palette, let me know. I can play with some of the other shades, absolutely. So I'm going in with wings. It is very putty, like it's squishy when I'm touching it in the pan with the brush, but it's picking up on the brush nicely, which is good. Ooh, so this is one that I think you could go in really lightly with, and you could make it sheer and look more toppery. Or you could probably build it up and make it more opaque, and a glitter primer would probably help with that even more if you want it to be opaque. Again, I'm not using a glitter primer right now today. So I think I'm gonna kind of build it up to like a medium opacity, maybe a little bit more than a topper, but I'm also not going like full blown heavy with it. That is really pretty though. I love a purple shadow. What can I say? If you know, you know. And I do really like it with the green and the kind of like blue turquoise looking shade on the outer corner. Very colorful. Ooh, what do you guys think? Here, let me zoom in. I should have zoomed in a little further for this whole thing. Sorry about that. Here it is. What do you think? See, it's got like the kind of greeny blue on the outside, but then it's got this kind of like purpley but pinky kind of shift to it. It's really, really pretty. I like it so much. And then we need something to kind of line. I guess I'll use Heartwood right here, just this deepest brown here. I think that and Amethyst and Evergreen, those three mattes, the purple, the teal, and the brown, are probably the deepest of the palette. I don't mind that there's not a black one because I don't always use it. And two, I can certainly pull into another palette if I really need a black. I have plenty. I feel like that was deep enough to make a bit of a shadow liner. You can see the difference between this one without and this one with. That's the one thing I really feel like no look is complete without, is a bit of shadow liner. However, I got a little fallout here. It was probably my own fault. Ooh, here goes my brow product. It was probably my own fault. I don't know if I tapped the brush off enough on the side of the pan here before I went in. And I'm just using my normal angled liner brush that I like for this step. This is from Storybook Cosmetics. Yeah, there's a little wing. And I will say my one thing about this palette, if I were going to change anything, is I don't think that there is really a shimmer light enough for the inner corner, because I do like an inner corner sparkle. Again, it's not that big of a deal. I could pull in from something else, but I don't think any of these has a light enough base to do something as an inner corner. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the highlighter I have sitting here and do that for the inner corner. If you're wondering what products I'm using for anything else I'm wearing today, because I know I started with like my base and everything done, just check down in the description box. I always leave a list of everything I'm wearing and everything I used in the look. I'm gonna throw some mascara on and I will be back to discuss. Here's the look totally completed. What do you guys think? I'm really happy with it. I feel like too in the natural light, I'm really seeing the shift too between the purple and the pink with the blue reflect in there too. It's really, really pretty. I'm definitely keeping my eye on this brand. I saw they just did a revamp of another palette that was something in the witch palette. It looks really good too, so I gotta pick and choose though, guys, as I'm on my low buy here. So let me know if you have that palette, if you've tried any other things from this brand. I know they have blushes and glosses and other things too. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!